Welcome to this look at a new mod map to Farming Simulator 22 with me, MrSealyp. I'm here on SITIO SUCURI map by AGROCAIPIRA, 127.66 megabytes download. This is a Brazilian map. This is number 5 of 5 that dropped on Thursday and Friday. I finally got there. If my translation is correct, SITIO SUCURI means anaconda site or place of anacondas, something like that. Something to worry about. Contracts are available on this map. There's an extra crop type has been put in. We've got pinto beans. The pinto beans can be seeded using a seeder or a planter. If you look at the end one there, that's the pinto beans. So seeders or planters will plant pinto beans, and then you harvest them with a regular harvester header. So pinto beans have been added. As far as mods put in by the map maker, there's nothing. There's no vehicles. There's nothing under build mode at all. So a lot of the stuff here is fixed in place. If you get rid of some of the buildings and stuff like that, be aware they're not available in build mode to put back. So let's just say that. Slot count, we might as well talk about that now as well, because it's exactly the same. New farmer, farm manager, and start from scratch is 1062. We start with all the buildings and all of the vehicles and equipment. There's quite a lot of vehicles and equipment, I will say that. We've got the New Holland T6175, a Valtra A135 high-tech. Top line harvester, we've got a pickup we're going to go around in. We've got trailers, headers, corn headers, grape technology, sprayers, fertilizer spreaders, planters, there's stuff all over the place. Turner mower, windrower, baler, water tank received for the animals. Under slurry tanks, we've got the Charlton set up. But here's the thing, if we go to the map to have a look, onto that one, you will see little icons like that. So a lot of the machinery that we do own is scattered around the countryside, like a treasure hunt of sorts. There's loads of it. So it's kind of like almost like a central bank of equipment and machinery that has been lent out. The community kind of use it. So if you want to use some of it, you've got to go out and hunt for it, go and find it. The other thing to point out as well is there are loads and loads around the map of additional farmhouses. You can purchase the plots of land and the farmhouses are accessible. I've checked most of them. There's nothing additional with those pens or anything like that. What you see on the map is what you get. So that's very standard. As far as field prices go and what we start with. On New Farmer, we start with fields 2 and 1 and 50. 50 is a grape plantation, grapevines, vineyard is the word I'm looking for. It's a vineyard. That's over there. We'll get to that in a little while. But field prices, you've got a nice mixture of small fields like 21 at 14 grand, kind of working your way up mid-sized fields there, 75 grand, up to some larger fields, 363, 409. Nothing kind of break the bank type territory. There's some woodland up here for doing a bit of forestry, if you want to, which is 205 grand. So yeah, a nice mix of pricing as we go. Right, so let's start. Directly behind me, we've got chickens. The animals that we start with on the map, or the pens we start with, have got animals in and have got feed. That was the other thing I wanted to point out. If we go down to here, we have got some cows and we have got some chickens. They have got feed already. The cows have got tail mix ration as well, and water and straw. So to get going, we've got some stuff at the start, which is quite nice. So chickens, we've got 30 out of potentially 60 here. We've got a workshop trigger just here. So just outside there, we've got a workshop trigger. And then some of the equipment we start with here. Now that was something I was going to check actually. Has that got anything in it? It has. We've got some tail mix ration in there. We've got pinto beans in there. It's interesting actually, this is the second Brazilian map of the 5 that came out, not Brazilian maps, of the 5 maps that came out, that where you start with stuff in the trailers and bits of equipment and machinery and stuff as well. But the other thing I wanted to check on this menu is how we're looking. So a few bits of equipment there are going to require, they've either got a lot of hours on them, wow, a lot of hours on them, and we've got varying from these full repair to partial repair, all the way down that list, and prices will vary accordingly. So yeah, another one where we got bit of a chop and change there. If we go across, we have got a silage clamp around the back. We've got our sleep trigger. We've got our pickup there with the wardrobe trigger just inside. Over here we start with a small greenhouse that has got stuff in it already. Has got water. It's already going, and we've got some water in the tank as well. Over here we've got our cow pen. Dialogue box here. We've got 30 out of potentially 250 in here. As we come over, we've got our slurry point. We've got our bedding trigger just over there. We've got our feed and water triggers just here. And our milk trigger just over there. And this is the other thing I like. It's kind of agroforestry. There's a lot of farms that are doing this. I saw a thing a while ago down in Cornwall where they're doing this a bit more with sheep. Agroforestry generally is in climates where you've got very dry conditions and you get a lot of soil erosion through wind and rain and that kind of stuff, or whichever it is. The trees are planted because the root systems help keep the ground all together, help keep the soil in place. And what they're doing in the UK a lot, rather than clearing trees out now for sheep and pigs and stuff like that, they're allowing the sheep and pigs and things to actually graze in and amongst all the trees that are already there. So you're not cutting down established woodlands and things like that. I like that as a feature. That's pretty cool. It stands out. So, back over, the harvester's just over there. We'll grab the pickup. We have got a fuel tank, and I think that has got some fuel in it already as well. Lost my gate. There we go. The fuel tank, yep, 4,988 litres in it. I think it'll take 10,000 litres. So that's the main farm area. Let's grab the pickup. Now I'm not going to go to all of the sites, kind of leave it as a little bit of a treasure hunt, but we will go around some. That was interesting. Next thing I'm going to say as we come out of here is traffic. There's a lot of, most of the fields are fenced in, as you can see. What I have found, oh, we've got a dog as well, I meant to say that, we do start with a dog. I did try under demolish, because we own this land at the start, to demolish the fencing and it won't let me. Oh, we've got a chicken wandering here. Blimey, that's a long way out. Anyway, yeah, there's a lot of fencing around the map and the actual roadways are quite narrow. The cars that travel around the map, the traffic, is right in the middle. So unless you actually follow the set route that the traffic takes, you're going to come head to head with vehicles as you go around, especially with larger equipment and machinery. I say larger, obviously you're going to be limited to the space you've got here, but it's worth noting, worth bearing in mind. So out to the left in that shed there we've got some equipment which we can go and look for, but I'm going to whiz up and just show you a bit up here just because it gives us a drive around the scenery as well as we go. Tucked away in here we've got a fertiliser spreader, fertiliser and lime spreader I think it is. Tucked away under here. It's something different I haven't really come across before. I mean, sometimes you'll have a couple of bits of equipment and machinery at different places you own on the map. So if you've got a sheep farm and a cow farm and you own them both or something like that. But it's interesting having just odd bits of equipment just scattered around at various different locations, giving the impression they have been borrowed, which is brilliant. So we're up to the northern end of the map now. I'd say northern end-ish. Biogas heating plant is just there with the biogas plant right next door. This isn't too expensive to buy. I think it was about 40 grand I want to say. I think it was a standard one, so we're now here. So that's got the biomass heating plant on. This little plot here, 40,000. Buy that. That gets you the biogas plant. 99 kilowatt, standard type, standard cycles per month, digestate coming out. I'm not going to go down that road. I say down that road, it makes it sound like I'm a conversation. But if we go down there and out, it's the first of the little plots of land that's got another sleep trigger. It's just got like a mobile home type cabin. We're going to see more as we go around, but like I say, they are dotted around the map in various locations. I'm assuming this is a normal texture and not a normal, not been custom. I don't know, it just looks, I know it's still growing, but it looks amazing. Probably it's like I haven't done a lot of sugarcane, and I suppose when you do it, you only kind of really come back to it once it's ready to harvest, but that looks really cool. Carry on. here. See what I mean about the traffic? Right in the middle of the road. It's a menace, I tell you, a menace. So right up in the northeast of the map, we have got Lime Station, Debris Crusher. If you buy this plot of land, there is a lot of lime already here, which you can gather up if you want, or if you wanted to, as a, you know, as part of your storyline, you could buy this plot up. You could put piles of rock, more lime here, have it as almost like a quarry, maybe. It's an option, something to think about. Moving a little bit further down, the forestry I was talking about next to our vineyard that we start with on New Farmer. On Farm Management Start from Scratch, the equipment will be here, but you'd have to buy the land. So we've got a grapevine here. This is where you'll find the Valtra with the sprayer on the back, and this is what I was talking about. Shed and building here. If you buy this plot of land, we've got a sleep trigger. It's available to sleep. You don't have to buy the land. The sleep trigger is there. But if you want to remove it, if you want to put other things here, because I suppose technically, again, they're not hidden, you can see them, but they are taking up slots. And if you're only going to use one sleep trigger and think, well, actually I want to use the land for something else, you can buy the plots of land, sell them that are on here, and then you could obviously either sell the land back or keep the land if you want to do that. There's another one just over there. You can see over, it's out on the horizon, but just over there. So we're going to head south now. We're going to cross the river. The river goes across the middle of the map, and I think there are three crossing points, I think. So if you go down through there, there's another sleep trigger there with a plot of land you can buy. Then there's another one as we cross over as well. Might be another two, actually. This is where it can become more of a problem, I think, because they are, I mean, slap bang in the middle there. So, continuing south, to our left, we've got another sleep trigger. To our right, I think through there, let's just double check on the map. So we came from there, the biogas plant, we didn't go to that one. We came up there to the Debris Crusher, kind of quarry area. The vineyard, sleep trigger there, we've come down. There's one there, oh no, that's just a road out through there. And then we kind of head down to there. So there's another sleep trigger there. I said this, there are 20 collectibles. I haven't come across one yet, actually. Just stop there a second. Okay, to our left we have got the supermarket. To our right we've got a gas station. Across the other side of the road, just there, we've got the warehouse sell point. Just here. Now we're going to head in towards the town itself. The town is packed with sell points and productions. So, heading west. We come to next on our right, we've got the animal dealer, just there. Next to that, we've got Mr. Woods. This is Mr. Woods Timber. This is a production chain. This runs 2,400 cycles per month, and it just produces planks, doesn't do anything else, it's just planks, no platinum DLC stuff or anything like that. That will just do planks if you buy it. If not, you can just probably use it as a sell point. We've got another sleep trigger to the south, just over there. And then we head into the town, where you'll find, on our right hand side, more of our starting equipment. So this is where the New Holland is. Ploughs here, we've got a weight and the Shroughton slurry spreader with cultivator on the back. Just, yeah. You may just come across stuff wherever you are. On our right hand side we've got the bakery. On our left hand side we've got the pizzeria. On our right hand side we've got the fast food restaurant. On the right hand side we've got the farmers market. On the left hand side we have got the vehicle workshop and vehicle store Actually, something I didn't check, which I probably should do now and can do now. Let's, for example, do that. Which is also the reset point, as you can see. So if you need to reset anything, it will reset back here. I normally do that before I start. Gas station just there. Then we've got opposite. This is Mr. Cotton Bales, Mr. Cotton Bales. This is the spinnery. Just there, and I think a sell point as well. So stuff goes in for the production for doing your spinnery. I think it's a sell point too. And across the road, we've got bales, Mr. Bales. This is a bale sell point for things like your grass, hay, straw, silage. So that's just a bale sell point. I think you can probably do loose product here as well. You generally can for any of these, but yeah, it's Mr. Bales. We've got our grape processing unit just there. Dairy just opposite. Told you, it's all here. It's all going on in the town. On our left, we've got the sugar mill. On our right, we've got the grain mill. On the left, we've got the cereal factory. On our right, we've got the tailor. On the left, we've got our oil mill. On the right, we've got carpentry. I think I've got them all. So we've come all the way along here. Like I say, there's loads there. Now we're going to head back along to this road. Hang on, let's go to that. And we're going to head up there. Turn here. I do like the signage here as well. Basically just warning you, either you're going to need a tractor or be aware there are going to be tractors and stuff out here. The lighting's really nice. It's bright, it's colourful. I don't think it's too colourful, it's not over the top. I like it. A lot of the Brazilian maps have that kind of feel. Off to the left, if you go down there, there's another sleep trigger available, and just, you know, if you can just see it, the baler is through there under the shelter. If we turn right in just a moment. We come down to another sleep trigger, but before we get to the sleep trigger, there's a sheep field just here. Now, we don't own it yet. This is a curious one. At our start farm, we do have cows and we do have chickens. This one, we don't have sheep in here. We don't start with sheep. However, there is a partial bale here, which is odd. 37 litres of wool sitting there. This will hold 30 sheep. The feed and water trough are just inside. We're here now. This one will set you back 31,595 to own it. And then just through here, we carry on. We've got another sleep trigger with some more of our equipment, which is all the grass work stuff stored in just under there. Oh, another partial bale there. 6 litres, that's odd. I wonder if it's like a partial bale hunt. You have to go around the map locating all the bales. I didn't notice that when I came around earlier. Right, anyway, so from there we head back up to the start farm where we began. And that's the map by AGROCAIPIRA, I think that's how you say it. I think I've been around everything, I think I've covered everything. I hope you found it useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to comment, feel free, and if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.